Alright folks, we have something very interesting that we are going to break down together in this video. Now, I was scouring the internet for silver related information like I always do, which is why you should subscribe, and I found this article that came out yesterday titled, "Monumental. Russia is likely buying silver for its reserves." I don't think it's ironic or coincidental that all of these countries that are in the BRICS nations have, in the last year or so, announced they're specifically focusing on silver. This is the first time actually Russia has been focusing on silver through any type of centralized banking system. We also had China announce it right before the BRICS meeting in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. You also have India over the last 5 or 6 years buying massive amounts of silver. This is pattern recognition, not irony. So I have some very exciting news for you guys. My friend Shelby, that has the YouTube channel Chill Seeker, that talks about like UFOs, government conspiracies, all types of stuff like that. She's doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and she's giving away this painting that she drew, the digital copy. She's gonna sign it for the winner. It's like this UFO and the lights beaming down on these wolves in the forest. She's a super talented professional artist. She paints all of this stuff. Super cool. That painting is massive. So the winner is going to be really happy, I think, with, you know, receiving something like that for free. She's very close to 1,000 subs already. She's at 792 subscribers, so she's going to be giving that away very soon. So go subscribe to her channel, and if you do win that thing, send me a picture when you receive it. Your chances of winning are a lot higher than like my giveaways, since it's just a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to be actually buying a custom painting off of her, throwing her some ideas that I have. But yeah, shout out to her. I really do see potential in her channel and what she talks about. She's very passionate about it as well, which makes it a lot easier to watch. So yeah, shout out to Shelby from Chill Seeker. Go enter her giveaway. In its 2025 to 2027 federal budget, Russia allocated $535 million to buy precious metals, with silver explicitly included alongside gold, platinum, and palladium. Actually, there was another country recently as well. Saudi Arabia bought 932,000 silver contracts off the COMEX as well. So this is the first time during the current precious metals bull market that any central bank has announced silver purchases for state reserves. If Russia is buying silver, it could be helping drive the precious metal to a 14-year high, with precious metals prices surpassing $42 an ounce in September, up nearly 28% year to date. The move is not just financial. It highlights silver's strategic importance in a world where supply deficits and industrial demand are increasing. Now let's look at other countries buying gold. Silver's run is happening alongside a multi-year record spree in gold buying. Central banks globally are expected to buy 1,000 metric tons of gold in 2025, marking the 4th consecutive year at these levels. Poland, Turkey, and China are key gold buyers, with Russia doubling its own gold shipments to China. Across Europe and Asia, gold is being purchased not only for financial stability, but as a strategic hedge against currency debasement and geopolitical risk. Both gold and silver are setting records. Gold hit an all-time high of $3,667 on September 9th, 2025, driven by economic instability and surging central bank demand. Silver, meanwhile, is posting new highs in multiple currencies and regions and maintains velocity with the back-to-back weekly records. The gold to silver ratio, once over 100, it was actually 125 to 1 in March of 2020, now reflects silver's increasing strength as gold's precious metal sister comes out of the shadows. Now, do you think it's ironic that all of the most powerful countries in the world, the biggest countries, the biggest central banks, the biggest, most successful investors and billionaires in the world are all buying silver? Do you think that's irony, or is that pattern recognition? It's like they know something that the average everyday person doesn't. A vote of no confidence in fiat currencies. Central bank buying drives scarcity in price. As these institutions move their reserves out of the dollar and into precious metals, gold and silver serve as a vote of no confidence in fiat currencies. It fuels inflation hedge narratives and exacerbates supply constraints that push prices higher. And that's a good point. It votes as a no confidence in fiat currencies, like David Bateman, the billionaire that bought $1 billion worth of silver. He bought $1 billion worth of 1,000-ounce Comex bars, 1,000-ounce bars off the Comex. And he said that that's his $1 billion bet against the dollar. And then he listed, I think, 13 reasons why or 9 reasons why silver is better than the dollar, or why you should stack silver. That's not irony. Warren Buffett, another very successful, investor, businessman, specifically silver, said he wouldn't touch gold with a 10-foot pole. You also have Jim Rogers. All of these different billionaires, they are buying silver. Central banks, all of the world's biggest top central banks, silver. All of these countries, silver, especially BRICS countries like Russia, India, China, because of their new currency, their digital currency, backed by physical commodities, the unit. Now, they haven't publicly announced it. Well, they did in the 2024 October BRICS Summit meeting. They actually mentioned it. They showed this piece of this like dollar bill that was supposedly like just a representation of the unit. It's not in effect yet, but who knows when it will be. But the whole point is that they're creating their own currency that's digital and backed by precious metals. Kind of like what the dollar used to be, except the digital part, it was, just paper certificates. So it's just a really good point to say that if countries are all investing in precious metals, that's a surefire way of them admitting that they don't have confidence in fiat, right? So for Bitcoin and other digital assets, it's a double-edged sword. Rising gold and silver prices highlight inflation risks, make hard assets attractive, and drive more capital into alternative stores of value. But they also show that Bitcoin is now competing in a world where governments are hedging with tangible assets, not just digital ones, which should be. You're someone that is stacking, or you're someone that's investing into something because you want a store of wealth, it's safe, you're in complete control, then physical, tangible, precious metals make a lot more sense than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more of the riskier one-off, get-rich-quick scheme that you could do just to still take the control into your own hands, because Bitcoin's decentralized, so you're still, if you're taking money out of your savings account and putting it into Bitcoin, you're still taking control. Your cryptocurrency's hopefully in a cold wallet stored offline in your own private ledger or whatever. That's still yours, but it's still digital, right? So there's still that risk, which is pretty contradictory to any type of silver stacker, which I always say, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. So yes, Bitcoin could be great, but it still is not as safe as physical gold and silver. So yeah, I thought that's a very interesting article. I also saw this right here. I was gonna make an entirely separate video on this, but I don't think you guys would care enough, honestly. Scientists extract silver from e-waste using cooking oil. What do you think about that? That is crazy. That is crazy. Now, we know that silver recycling is going to start ramping up as production simply just cannot stay up with the industrial demand, or the demand period, right? With production around 850 million ounces on a good year, but demand exceeding 1.3, 1.4 billion ounces. We're seeing supply deficits of hundreds of millions of ounces in the red. We have to do something, and recycling is an option, mining, innovation, taking it from us, or space mining. Those are the 4 categories that we have. So recycling seems the most realistic. Mining innovation, ore grades are lower. There's very few silver mines, and the ones that are there a lot of times get protested because it can contaminate groundwater or whatever. Then you have Mexico nationalizing silver, which is the biggest producer. So if they're going to stop exporting it out to everyone else and they keep it for themselves, that's even a more dangerous, scenario for everyone that doesn't live in Mexico. So you can see why recycling naturally would be the method to go, especially since so much silver is used industrially. There's so many, most silver's thrown away in landfills, never to be recycled. So there is potential there, but recycling, I don't think, would even put a dent in the amount of silver that we need. But anyways, what if your old bottle of cooking oil could help save the planet in your smartphone? That's the big idea behind groundbreaking discovery by researchers in Finland. And you see that motto they went by, help save the planet? If they were to confiscate silver, that's the same motto they would use. Once they realize recycling is not going to work, come try to get our silver. Help save the planet. We don't have enough silver to go green. Please sell us your silver. Or there could be an executive order. Give us your silver. Silver Slayer, they would never do an executive order, making everyone turn in their silver, or they would pay a $10,000 fine or spend 10 years in prison, or both. They wouldn't do that. What if they did? No, but they didn't. Yes, they did. Executive Order 6814 in 1934 by FDR. The same time frame as Executive Order 6102 by FDR in 1933, urging everyone to give your gold in. The following year, he did the same thing with silver. You had to give up your silver. You had to sell it at a set price. So if they did it before, why couldn't they do it again? They could. I don't know if they would, but they would come from that angle as help save the planet. We need more silver. We're trying to go green. Give us your silver, pawn your necklaces or whatever, your rings and all of that. That's the angle they would go, right? They wouldn't, and that's the best angle. If they're smart, that's the best angle that or I guess that's probably the most effective angle they could take, or they should take, because then people feel like they're doing something good. It's not just like, give us your silver. We don't care if you want it or not. Well, we're going to buy it off you, but give us. It makes the people feel like they're doing it for a cause, the better good. So who knows? What do you think about that? Just a thought, just a theory, just throwing thoughts out there, folks. But look, there's a lot of points right here. Silver powers devices used every day. Supplies lagged, makes e-waste a gold mine, right? It makes sense. And silver cannot be replaced. Silver cannot be replaced. It's the most highly conductive metal. So, the proof is in the pudding. It keeps valuable materials in use, cutting down the need for mining and pollution. Silver is vital for making many of the tech items we use it every day. Reusing it responsibly means cleaner energy at lower costs and less reliance on mined resources. So, they're saying it right there. And if they realize, or when they realize that this still isn't going to be enough, then they might come after ours. Who knows? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys want to purchase some of this shiny stuff, send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. If you want to join the Secret Silver Society, we do silver giveaways on the 31st of every month. Patreon.com/silverslayer. Go subscribe to Salivate Metal. Let's get him to 100K. Go subscribe to Chill Seeker. She's doing a giveaway, that painting that I showed at the beginning of the video, when she hits 1,000 subs. So yeah, lots of things to do around here. Lots of ways to engage in the stacking community and, learn. So yeah, that's the whole point. Plant the seed of precious metals into those that don't even know they have an option or a choice to preserve their wealth. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys later today or tomorrow. Peace. From now on, every single month on the 31st, you have a chance to win silver, a continuous silver giveaway. Well, if you become a member of the Secret Silver Society on my Patreon, you have that opportunity. So every single month, you have something exciting to look forward to, which would be winning silver. On top of that, you'll have access to a live chat room with other silver stackers where you can post pictures and chat, just hang out with everyone, and have early access to my videos along with supporting me. If this is something you'd like to do, then come join my Patreon. It's patreon.com/silverslayer. Upon joining, you'll be given a monthly raffle ticket and instant access to that chat room. Go introduce yourself. Everyone is super nice, and it's more personal and intimate than a YouTube comment section. Folks, I'm so excited to announce that I've partnered with American medical experts whose purpose is helping veterans get the medical benefits that they truly deserve. Over 17 million veterans aren't receiving their full benefits, and if this is you or someone you know, then act now. American medical experts are offering free consultations through our med team to see how we can help. The med team offers board-certified doctors who have experience working with the VA, comprehensive medical evidence for services like mental health as well. Some of these include your Nexus letter, your DBQs, your TDIUs, your AAs, and more. I want to personally thank American medical experts for helping veterans, but also giving me an opportunity to help veterans as well. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment to get a free consultation through our med team. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.